In the very beginning, before the angels sang above Bethlehem, before shepherds heard the good news, and even before the wise men followed the shining star, a promise was made. It was a promise that one day light would shine into the darkness of the world. This is the story of that promise and of the long, patient, and aching wait for the Messiah. In the beginning, God created a world of perfection and beauty, a world without pain, without fear, and without death. Every tree, every river, every creature existed in perfect harmony. The morning sun would rise over sparkling waters, and the birds would sing without worry or hesitation. But when Adam and Eve disobeyed God, everything changed. Their choice brought sin into the world, and humanity was separated from its Creator. Darkness began to creep over the earth, and the perfect harmony of creation was broken. Yet, even in that moment of sorrow, God spoke a promise. A prophecy that would one day bring hope back to the world. He said, "The offspring of the woman will crush the serpent's head." A child would come, not as a warrior, but as a savior. A Messiah who would bring redemption to all humanity. Generations passed and the world grew darker. Violence and wickedness spread across the earth. People turned away from God and the light of righteousness seemed to dim. But God preserved one righteous man, Noah, in the midst of the flood. Noah and his family survived, and through them, humanity had a new beginning. The ark rested upon the mountains, and a rainbow stretched across the sky as a sign of God's covenant with the world. As time passed, God called Abraham. Abraham was a man chosen for a special covenant, one that would shape the future of all nations. God told him, "Through your descendants, all nations of the earth will be blessed." This promise carried the hope of the Messiah, the Savior who would one day come from Abraham's family line. Abraham's descendants grew into the nation of Israel. Among them, God raised up a young shepherd boy named David. David, though small and humble, was chosen to be a king and would one day become Israel's greatest ruler. To David, God said, "Your throne will endure forever." This was not just a promise for a human king. It was a prophecy pointing forward to a future ruler, a king whose kingdom would have no end. Yet the history of Israel was not easy. The people faced enemies, kings who failed them, and countless times they turned away from God. They were conquered by powerful empires, Assyria, Babylon, and their temple was destroyed. Their people were exiled, wandering far from their homeland. Even in those dark times, God sent prophets to remind them of His promise. "A deliverer is coming," the prophets said. "A Savior will rise." The people longed for that promise with all their hearts. Among these prophets was Isaiah, whose words shone like stars in the night. He spoke of a child who would be born to a virgin and who would be called Emmanuel, God with us. He spoke of a child king, a ruler whose government would rest upon his shoulders. He would be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. He would be the light for those walking in darkness, guiding them with hope and salvation. These words painted a picture of the coming Messiah. Not a warrior with a sword, but a divine child bringing peace, justice, and hope to all humanity. Another prophet, Micah, gave even more detail. The Messiah would not be born in a grand palace or in Jerusalem. He would come quietly in a humble village called Bethlehem. "You, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small, from you will come the one who will rule Israel, whose origins are from eternity," the prophet said. And then silence fell. For 400 years, no prophet spoke, no visions, no angelic messages. The Jewish people waited generation after generation, hoping for the fulfillment of the promise. They lived under the rule of foreign empires, Persia, Greece, and finally Rome. They cried out for deliverance, for justice, for hope, and still the ancient promise endured. In these days, Israel felt the weight of oppression more than ever. Taxes were heavy, soldiers patrolled the streets, and the people whispered in despair, wondering, has God forgotten us? But even in the shadows, God was preparing the world for what was to come. Travel became easier through Roman roads, and a shared language connected distant nations. People were spiritually hungry, yearning for hope. The expectations for the Messiah reached their peak. All the prophecies, all the promises, and all the centuries of waiting were about to be fulfilled. And so, after thousands of years of hope and longing, the stage was finally set. An angel named Gabriel was about to appear. Miracles were about to begin. And the greatest story in human history was about to unfold.